Hello everyone. I saw some comments about the foundation base of my makeup. So I'm going to do a foundation routine today. Good foundation starts with making sure you have your face clean. That is the Skin Active Micellar Water. It is morning, so my face is clean. I did all my other skincare last night. And I do a more intense skincare on days I'm not wearing foundation, so that my skin can soak it all in. And just from sleeping, you get dirty. See the difference? Because there's all kinds of skin that sloshes off overnight and everything else. We're gonna let that dry for a second. And then we're gonna put some oil of Olay. I'm testing this out. B3 hyaluronic acid serum. So far I'm liking it. It helps keep your skin really moisturized. And I love how micellar water feels on my skin in the morning, honestly. Okay, I'm gonna take one dropper full of this. It looks like that. I'm gonna stick it on my hand. It's not a whole lot. And I'm just gonna pat it on my face. May need more. Doesn't feel like it covers everything. And you can put it on your neck, which is good too, because a lot of people, like myself, puts foundation on their necks to make sure there's no demarcation line, which is where the makeup ends and you can see that you're wearing makeup. All right, so that's soaking in. The foundation I'm gonna use is this Maybelline one. I'm gonna put primer on in a minute. I'm just putting this on the little thing. And I'm gonna take some of this Makeup Revolution Ultimate Coverage Crease Proof Concealer. And I'm gonna stick it on here on the palette as well, because we're gonna use that for spot concealing. This is probably not gonna be like an everyday makeup look because I had hair in my mouth. All right, we're gonna use the Makeup Revolution Pore Blur. I was gonna use some of those, what are they called? Farsali things, but I just got them. They're not part of my foundation routine yet. So I haven't even used them yet. Because I am testing out certain things and I'm trying to see how they work before I tell you anything. Like the Glow Recipe. I've been using the Glow Recipe, which I should have put on this morning. I haven't put the morning moisturizer on. When you put a pore blur thing on, you want to make sure to focus it where your pores are. And then spread it across your face if you want, or you could use a different primer for the rest of your face. But usually my pores, where I have the most problem, are right here in my T-zone. And I just kind of pat them on. Oh, my hand feels better. It's still a little swollen right there. But it doesn't hurt no more. I have been using the Laneige lip sleeping mask and I notice a big difference in my lips. Okay, so now we got that on and it's soaking in. We're gonna take a where'd it go? I cleaned my brushes the other day and now I can't find the brush. We're gonna use this one. It's like a flat brush and we're gonna use that for the Makeup Revolution concealer. And we're just gonna spot conceal some of these dark spots. And scars. And once we got them covered, we want to kind of spread the concealer out a little so it's not a lump. Because you don't really want it to look cakey. See the brown spots up there? I put contour around so they kind of blend in. And then, since this is going to be under the foundation, I'm just going to kind of paint under the eyes. Lightly, I have figured out how to use this. Not perfectly, but it is a really, really thick concealer. And really sticky. And as I'm putting it on, I'm blending it out. Because I'm just going to put foundation directly over it. So I blend it across and out as best I can. There we go. I'm gonna scoot in a minute so you can see that it is blended as best as I can. It's not a thick, that's why I keep going up right here, because it looks so thick. I haven't added any more. The best way I have figured to use this on myself is like this. All right, now we're gonna take the Beauty Blender. Usually I would, let me go ahead and do this. I'm gonna take this Wet n Wild contour stick. Allergies are really bad. Okay, and what you could do here is I'm going to take this brush, and we're just going to pat those down. Actually, let me take this brush. We're just going to pat that into the skin. This side I might have messed up. You can see it looks different than that side, so that's where the foundation will sort of fix it. And we're just gonna kind of pull it up into the hairline on there. And we're just dabbing this into the skin. And then if you want to do your nose a little bit, take what's left over on the brush and just kind of add it to the sides. It's not going to do a lot. All right. It looks like it's pushed into the skin. Now we're going in with the foundation. I'm using the Sonia Kashuk brush, sponge. I'm going to need more foundation. And I'm just dabbing it on there. It's making my face look a little orange, but don't worry. It's gonna fix. I promise. And I'm gonna fix this eye. We're gonna take the corner of the sponge in a minute. Right now I'm just trying to put the foundation everywhere and make sure it's on there. You want to take the foundation up onto the hairline as well. And sometimes my nose, the foundation starts to break apart automatically. I think it's more about how the foundation goes on it from the sponge. Wow, the sponge is soaking up a lot of foundation. Now we're taking a little bit of this foundation onto the tip of the sponge. And we are dabbing it under the eye to make sure to cover the under eye. All right. Now I want to take a brush, a foundation brush. I'm going to use this Morphe one. And now I'm going to make sure to get everything kind of blended in together for a more seamless look. Like I said, this isn't an everyday foundation look. This is just recording and if I'm going somewhere important. And I'm just doing little dabs. As I get up close, you can see that the foundation, the concealer does crease. I don't care that it says it's crease proof. If you look close, it's underneath the foundation and it's still creasing. And if you get close, you could tell that it's not cakey. Well, let me let my face rest. Take the other side of the sponge. I keep moving around, so when you're moving around, it's going. It all starts to collect in one spot. All right, it's not cakey. It is. The pore blur doesn't work too well, but you don't see the dark spots. You don't see the scar. It's a flat base. So there's that. All right. And because everything's a flat base, once you put the foundation on, I take a little bit of the Maybelline Age Rewind Concealer. Oh, this is the wrong one. This is the neutralizer one, but it's a little light, so it'll work. And I dab it under the eye. Up on the forehead. Down the nose. On the chin. And then I take a different beauty blender that doesn't have the foundation on it and blend it into the skin. So it brightened that areas. those areas up. Making sure he was dressed. This is a little orangey, so, but this is what I'm going to use. I'm just going to do a little kind of outline of the face. See how much lighter that is than the first time I did it? Because this time it's over the foundation, so you want to be more careful. And then I'm going to take this brush, it's clean, to do the nose. I'm just going to kind of fluff it. And bring it down. All right, and then we're going to take that same one that we used under the foundation brush, and we're just going to lightly dab it into the skin once again. This time, trying to be really careful not to mess with the actual foundation. Down here, I'm a little more rough with it though. I actually want it to blend in. Right there, that looks... For some reason, this side never wants to do the same thing. I don't get it. This side always looks absolutely stunning. This side, I can never do to look like the other side. I don't know if it's because of the natural contours of my face. I'm trying to hurry this up. Okay. Alright. Now that we got all that on, try to put a little bit of foundation over the top of that. Alright, now we're going to take one of my favorite powders, which is the Wet n Wild powder. I love that it screws on too. I'm gonna get up close and look in the camera and make sure that's not creased, even though it is. So and you see the fingerprints. All right, we're not going to focus too much on that. We're going to take a little bit of this powder and you don't want to leave it on too long, actually, because technically it's pulling the moisture out from underneath your eyes. I'm going to redo that on the bottom in a minute, but we're going to get this brush. We want to do the powder on those two spots first, and then I'm going to dip the brush into the lid. I always put the powder in the lid because I just like it better. It's more controllable than dipping it out every time. Here, drink. Drink. Okay. Now, the under eyes are not perfect. I focus too much on them. Usually I'm just... But I'm trying to show you what I do, so I'm focusing too much. Turn it down. Alright, now. Finish with the foundation. Move that out of the way. Finish with the pore blur. Move that out of the way. Finish with the concealer. And this. Alright, now. we're going to use the Anastasia Beverly Hills bronzer I got the other day from TJ Maxx. And first, we're going to take the Precise brush that I use. This is Morocco's, Nisco's. We're going to dab it onto where we want the most color. Which is around the frames of the face. All right, then we're gonna take, before I put any powder on here, because we may not need to, since I've never used this bronzer before. It actually looks really pigmented. So we are just going to take the bronzer brush and fluff and blend that bronzer into the hairline and down and across the cheek. And it actually looks pretty decent, but we will take a little on the side, just a little, and bring the bronzer down a tad. The leftover powder on this brush. All right, now I'm gonna take this blush and Tarte. It's the Captivating one. It's my favorite one. And you always want to pull up on any kind of blush or powders you put on your face. And see how this is? I always make sure to turn it for this side. All right, then we're going to take this brush once again and diffuse it. I hate using the word hate. I dislike when the blush is too powerful on one side than it is on the other. All right, now we're going to take the Maybelline and Puma highlighter. It looks like that. It's very beautiful. I don't think it's available anymore, but I didn't use it that often on my channel. I always do circular motions to kind of blend it down into the blush so that it's not separate, it's kind of together. It's a very natural-ish highlight if you put it on correctly. If you put it just a swoosh of it on, it's gonna be very pow in your face. I'm using that Wet n Wild brush to kind of fluff it. All right, now we're gonna take the e.l.f. Dewy Setting Mist. Put it all over the face. I'm gonna dab it in to meld the products together onto the face, like so. I can still feel the wetness. You can probably see it every once in a while. And see, when I come up close, you don't see the dryness anymore. Let's go ahead and brush these brows out just a little. They're almost to the point I could go to get them fixed. If you've been here a while, you know I put growth serum on them because I want them to be more fitting to my face. So I got a coupon for Ulta, 25 off a service, and I'm going to use it to get my brows done at the Benefit brow counter just once, and then I can keep up with them with my little razors and my little thing, hopefully. All right, let's go ahead and put the brows on for this video. We're using the LA Girl Shady Slim Brow Pencil. I believe in black. All right. Let's go ahead and I try to follow the natural growth of my brows. There we go. I know they're not the same, but they're filled in. This one here always messes with me. This is my favorite one, if I'm going to be honest, but this one goes a little longer. All right. I know the makeup look looks weird right now, but I'm going to do another video in a minute. This is 27 minutes long. This focus was on the foundation and such. I'm going to take just a little bit of this powder around the nose. And you could add more highlighter. Like I noticed just now, the blush was a little less than it was, so we just go like that. We could take the bronzer brushes and we could add and dab more bronzer on if the setting spray diffused it too much for your taste. So this is how I do my base before I do my videos. I hope you enjoyed this. If you want to see any other videos, let me know in the description. In the comments. See you next time. Bye.